So today I'm with Teddy right now, and I'm gonna give him a bit of a makeover. Obviously not gonna shower him because even though it's warmer today, it's still pretty cold. So I'll just give you a before and an after. I'm also gonna clip his mane down because it's way too long. I don't like it that long. So yeah, this is Teddy before. Gotten like, I don't know how he does that with his blanket. He's all dirty here. So it's not too bad, honestly. And then this is the ugly mane that I'm gonna cut today. Shiny pony, and then the back, and here's Teddy. Hey, I'm gonna give you a makeover. So I start by really brushing him off with a curry comb, and he started to shed and it was a little dirty, so I start with that, and then I just brush him off with a medium to hard brush to get any dust off of him. Now it's time to do some of the finishing touches. Thank you, Amy. So I'm gonna spray some detangler in its tail because I don't really brush it if I don't have detangler in it. And I'll trim it up. Although I do stay pretty on it with keeping it like trimmed so he doesn't step on it. So I want it as long as possible. So when brushing it out, I start at the bottom and like work my way up when there's no knots, and it looks kind of like aggressive, but it's just because it's sped up. Like I take my time through it, and it's pretty not free, as I did spray detangler and let it sit a bit before brushing it out. But once it's fully not free, that's when we move on to trimming it down. So here I'm going to trim it down, and what I do is I straighten it like that, and I use kind of my thumb as a guideline, and when I know where I want to cut it, I cut it in a straight line, using my thumb as kind of where it needs to be. And yeah, and then once I let it loose, if I like the way it looks, then I leave it like that. And now, hoof oil. So So here I'm getting ready to trim down his mane. So the first thing I want to do obviously is make sure it's fully brushed out so it's all free of knots and everything, because if it's not, then it's not even at the bottom, so the cutting won't be even either. Now for the mane, what I do is I kind of see, I take it, an inch lower than I want it to be, and I cut that off, and then that way I can fix it if it's not even. So I'm just going to brush it through one last time. The reason I ask him to back up here is so that it's as even as possible, so that my cut is as straight as possible. So here what I'm doing again is just cutting it, starting lower than I want it and working my way up slowly. And these scissors really weren't that great, so I had to do it very slowly and keep working at it. But yeah, that's what I'm doing in this part of the video. So this is after the first trim, then I get the shedding blades to make it more even. I don't pull it because there's no real reason, since his mane isn't that thick. Now I use these, which are basically two combs that are sharp at the ends to even out, so it's less like a straight line. And hey, buddy. Hi. Here I'm using the blades, and I just cut like at 3 parts in his mane throughout his whole mane to give it a more natural look and less straight of a cut. So this is Teddy's mane. It's kind of hard to see, but it's more natural looking, and I'm gonna brush him off so that there's no hairs itching him. I've brushed it out though, so it's pretty good, but they see there's still hair coming out. And yeah. So this is Teddy all done. Cleaned up hooves and his tail all nicely cut so it's not too long. Clean horsey and the new mane. And Teddy.